Hi everybody, Ben Packer coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina at the Charlotte Tourist Center. Very happy to be here. It's snowing behind me, which is pretty nuts. Anyway, it's this week's Ramban of the week. This week's Parsha is Mishpatim. Goes to many of the laws that we have in Judaism. And here we have an interesting verse. It says, I shall send the tzira, which is some kind of hornet like a bee swarm before you, and will drive away the Hivite, the Canaanite, and the Hittite before you. So, first of all, it's a little strange because we know that there were 7 nations in the land of Israel that the Jewish people had to push out, and only three of them are mentioned here. So why only 3 instead of mentioning them all? Why did they mention these 3? So the Ramban explains, the correct explanation in my eyes is that these 3 nations, by and large, did not go out to war. So they did not fall to the Israelites by the sword. Rather, they took refuge in fortresses, and therefore the Jews couldn't get to them in the fortresses. Therefore, God sent among them this particular type of death, this hornet-like bee wasp thing, and that went in and got them. Right, and that's why it only mentions these 3, because the other nations, they fought the Jewish people and lost, and these 3, they retreated into these fortifications, and that's why God had to send this bee-like thing to get to them, because the Jewish people couldn't get to them. And this is very much the way we live today, as people say, well, things are impossible, there's no solution. So here you see there was no solution. The Jews didn't have a solution how to get to these people. They were in these fortified places. They couldn't get in. So Hashem sent this weird bee thing, and it took care of it. So, God can do things like that. He can send things that we can't accomplish. He can send even a weird bee thing or something else to fix it. It's not such a crazy thing. It's we see it all the time. We definitely live in a crazy world right now, don't get me wrong. But the idea that there's no solutions or we can't figure this out or there's no way it's ever going to work, it's just not the case. So, Shabbat Shalom from Charlotte, North Carolina.